Davo, firstly, congrats. Another 3 years with the Hawks. What does that mean to you?
It's an accumulation of all the hard work I've put in over the few years, and just a lot of the sacrifice I've made over my career. So it's just knowing where I'm going to be, a bit of security, so I'm really happy with that.
Now, you started on the weekend against the Phoenix. You just talked about hard work. Is that something that you want to, keep working towards to try and crack that starting 5 side?
At the end of the day, I'm a hooper. I'm good wherever I am. At the moment, I'm playing a role, and I feel like I'm doing my role to a high level, to a high standard. So I don't mind if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. It's not something that bothers me too much.
And I've been watching basketball for many years now. When you step on the floor, you play with passion, you play with energy, you play with, just a massive amount of whatever you want to call it. Where's that fire come from? Because when you step on that court, the crowd lifts, the team lifts. Is that something that comes from within, personally for you, for your entire life, or is that something that comes to you on game day?
I just feel like that's sort of who I am. I'm just a competitor, Anytime I feel like I'm going out to win a game or win something, it's a bit of a, a bit of a negative to a degree, because it sort of infiltrates my life with games, with the family and whatnot, board games. It gets a bit too competitive, a bit of a sore loser, for sure. But at the end of the day, it's just who I am, So when I go out, I feel like there's one thing that you can never, that the coaches never have to ask of you, and that's just your effort, And if you can come in and bring your effort, at the end of the day, it's going to get seen eventually,
Now, opposition teams tend to focus on, your Tylers, your Trays, but don't sleep on Davo, because, you're coming on the court, your mid-range is great, you're driving to the rim with confidence. How confident are you within yourself when you step on the floor?
I've always had that confidence in myself. It's just whether or not somebody else has had the belief, to be able to hand me the keys and do whatever I know I can do, And so I feel like I've always had that self-belief, or else, I wouldn't be at this level.
Yeah.
But just having, like I said, I'll always give credit to JT, just giving me that opportunity. And once I always said, once I get that opportunity, you're not getting it back, So that's how I looked at it.
Now, looking back on the game from the weekend, might have been midway through the fourth. You had a massive steal. I think threw it down the court to Swak, and he had an easy dunk. Melbourne took a timeout. Phoenix took a timeout. Did you sense a change of momentum going into that huddle after that steal? And what was the mindset going into the stretch of the fourth quarter for the boys?
We're just focusing right now on sort of closing teams out. We did a really good job against Tasmania of just keeping them down and keeping them at bay.
Yeah.
With Phoenix, we would get out to a 10-point lead and sort of let them get back. So in that fourth quarter, when they brought it back again, and we sort of pushed it out again, we were just very cautious in saying that make sure we stay with it and we don't let them back into it, But they're a good team. They did what they did. They brought it back, and that's exactly what we said we wanted to do. Is when they do fight, just hold them off.
Now over to Perth this weekend to take on the Wildcats. What can we expect from the Hawks this weekend?
Energy, a lot of fine tuning. We want to come out and fix a lot of the things that we feel like we know we're great at, but the statistics probably aren't showing that at the moment. But yeah, just fine tuning. We know we've got things to work on if we want to work towards that chip, But right now it's just fine tuning. That's our biggest thing.
Davo, once again, congrats on the deal and good luck on the weekend.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it.
Thanks, bro.